Welcome everybody to the B&B Show. That's right. This is the Bear and Blade Show. You may know us from the Wrestling Society podcast, the two co-hosts always on there with our other wonderful co-host. And we decided we're going to take this a little step further and we're going to put out a couple YouTube shows. So, I mean, this is, I'm excited. This is going to be a regular thing we're going to start doing. We're just going to be talking about certain topics, certain subjects, and obviously, you clicking on this video, you know we're going to be talking about the future of John Cena. So if you have a certain topic or subject you want us to cover, you can always hit it at the bottom in the comments, as always. And then also, please subscribe to the show, subscribe to the Wrestling Society Network as well, and go ahead and go over to Spotify and listen to our podcast. We upload every Sundays at 7 p.m. On Facebook Live, and then it gets posted on Spotify as well later that night. So just follow us everywhere. Got a bunch of pages going on, but today is a big, big day for us because this is our first episode for the YouTube show. So let's just jump right in. John Cena, I mean, there's a lot to say about John Cena. John Cena has done a lot for the business. John Cena has at one point elevated the business to another level. At one point, he was the face of at many points, he was the face of the business. Anytime his theme song hits, you either get really mad or you get really happy. There's no in between. So, John Cena, a couple, probably about an hour before recording this, there was also news John Cena, at the time of recording this, John Cena would be returning to Monday Night Raw on March 6th. And that kind of sets up, more than likely a match for him at WrestleMania. So we're going to be discussing the future of John Cena in the wrestling business. First and foremost, I do think with all the rumors and all the stuff that is going around, with John Cena returning, I do think this sets up a story at WrestleMania, and I do think it does set it up with Austin Theory. Let's just go from there. I mean, I don't think it's going to be for the belt. I'm not sure. They've done crazier stuff. Who knows? Theory does have a match coming up against Edge for the U.S. title. This could be going in a completely different direction. Some people think it's going to be Edge and Cena. I don't think so. What do you think, Bear?
I think it's going to be Cena and Theory, and it probably will be for the championship. Don't feel like it's necessary, but it works either way for me. And I think one of the big thoughts for Cena going forward and now is to help create stars of the future. I think he's a lifer for WWE. He loves the company, and for the same thing he criticized The Rock for back when they had their feud, he understands that you have to keep giving back to the business, and it helps to build stars to keep the business growing. And I think that is what Cena is loving to do, because he still is one of the biggest charity givers for WWE. He loves giving back. So, yeah, I think that it should be a good match between him and Theory. I think he's definitely going to help try to elevate Theory to the next level and give him some credibility. And I appreciate his love for the business, because let's face it, we easily could go and crap on Cena for the same reasons that people crapped on The Rock. "Oh, you don't love this business. You're not doing this. You just selfish." And but let's face it, Cena does not have to come back. Cena is making money hand over fist, and he's starting to be more popular outside of WWE than being in WWE. I just think it's just the way he's built, and he giving back to the business that helped make him.
Oh, indeed. I do think I have no doubt in my mind that Cena loves wrestling. I don't know why people say he doesn't love wrestling. I personally think he loves wrestling. He proves it every time he comes out there. I mean, he gets so like that last match. I know he didn't wrestle for more than 2 minutes, against Roman Reigns when he was tagging with Kevin Owens, but the whole time he was on the side apron, I mean, he was just so into it with the fans and getting the fans hyped up. I mean, he is just you could tell he loves the business. Whenever he returned for his 20th anniversary, man, he was yelling at the camera. He's like, "Oh my goodness, it's back!" He loves the business. Every time he came out there and talked to the camera, I mean, it just kind of proves it. Everything he's done with Make a Wish proves it. I mean,
Man,
it's just he loves the business. But with that being said, a human can only do this for so long. um, and superstars also get other opportunities. I think Cena's starting to realize. Actually, he's not starting to realize. He has realized it with his other shows and his other movies that have been coming out. I mean, he's doing more and more as the years go by. He's realizing he can't do both. I mean, it's just too hard. It's just too difficult. You can't do both. You can, but it's just every superstar who's tried to
you,
done it. You can't. I mean, it's damn near impossible. Look at The Rock, for example. I mean, it's just too. It's not impossible, but it's very close to being impossible. Um, Being on the road like that. Like I said, I don't know for experience. I'm saying what I've heard from wrestlers who have done it. Obviously, I've never done that. But all the wrestlers who have talked about being on the road and also being in movies, it's just you can't fathom it. Um, so I do think um John Cena, I think his years are very limited. Not like I'm not even just saying athletic wise. I'm just saying he's taken the next step forward with his career. He wants to do movies. I mean, that's just what he wants to do. Peacemaker was a good show. I enjoyed it. It was a good success. He was in the last Fast and Furious. He's in the next Fast and Furious coming out. There's a picture of him in like high heels and a skirt the other day for some Hollywood movie. He enjoys that business as well, and he realizes wrestling, it's not like he's crapping all over wrestling. What it is he's realizing he's getting old. This isn't for him anymore. He's letting the younger generation step up. It's their time. His time was back then. It's not his time is now. It's not anymore. It's not anymore. It's his time as
well,
well.
and I tell you exactly, and just to run the same point, look at the previous people who've done it. Hulk Hogan, uh, Roddy Piper. You know, Sting has dabbled into it. There's so many different. Batista.
Yeah,
There's so
all
many different
Batista.
wrestlers has done it. Terry Funk. A lot of people don't know Terry Funk has been in movies, and Tor Tanaka. Now that's back in my father's generation of wrestling. But the thing is, like you said, it's a business, and like you said, you're getting older. What can you do to help continue the business that you love without insulting it to being a detriment to it? And the one thing that you were talking about, the different things Cena does, the one thing that I wanted to mention, every time Cena shows up in the WWE, Cena goes around and talks to every last wrestler and makes sure he says hello and talks to them, give them advice if they want it. He's very, very personal, and you got to respect that. Again, it's the love of the business. And it's to me is ironic is the when him and the Rock had their feud and he talked and dogged the Rock. for the same thing. He's doing the exact same thing The Rock was doing. Now he's on the level to understanding. So it is always funny to me when things are ironic like that. But that's another reason why, whether you like John or you don't, respect him because he respects the business. And anyone that respects the business and gives back to the business, you got to respect that, man.
Yeah, and that's why everybody, whether you like him or hate him, like me personally, I'm not a fan of John Cena, but damn it, I gotta respect him for what he's done for the business. But he knows that, like I was saying, his time is. I mean, it's past. I mean, it's fading more and more away. Nobody will ever forget John Cena, but it's just not his time anymore, and he's realizing that it's time for the younger superstars to step up. But he is. I mean, it's like he knows what that takes. He knows that a big reason to do that, he's John Cena. So, for instance, the rumor is it's going to be him and Austin Theory at WrestleMania. Austin Theory is a huge heel right now. Everybody hates him because he's arrogant, blah, blah, blah. What better way to put that huge heel over in a match than facing the biggest baby face of all time, it seems like, in John Cena? And he knows that. And that's why he's willing to do this stuff because he knows. He's like, I could put him over because that's the future of the business. He cares. He's like, I can do it. Um, and that's kind of what we're talking about today is the future of John Cena business. Um, I I think that if he does have this match at WrestleMania, I truly think this is his last match. I think this is it. What I truly think, what better way than coming in and let's say he's fighting an Austin Theory, just having a banger of a match, and then you know putting the other guy over. I mean, yeah, Austin Theory doesn't really need it anymore because he's been putting himself over. He is good as hell at what he does. But having that big match just to nudge Theory even a little bit more, and then just saying thank you to everybody, and WrestleMania. I mean, what better way? What better way? Um, I do think that on Monday Night Raw when Edge does the open challenge for Theory, I think some people were speculating that Edge would win it, and then it would be Edge and John Cena at WrestleMania, but I don't think that's a good idea because, I mean, both of them are older, and so you can't really hate one or the other because they're legends now, and it's just like you can't put two legends in a ring like that. I just feel like that wouldn't work. Um, Plus, I don't know if some are saying that it would be for the United States title at WrestleMania. I don't know if that's a great idea or not. Um, I mean, yeah, why not? I mean, it's not a terrible idea, but I do think it's going to be Theory and Cena for the belt. Or sorry, not for the belt at WrestleMania, and I think that's it for John Cena. I think that's it. I think for the belt or not, no matter what it is, I do think this is it'll be Cena's last match. A good way to send it off.
I, I honestly, I have to disagree with you. I think Cena will continuously pop up, not on a regular basis, but when he finds someone worthy of needing that rub, I think he's going to continue giving back to the business. And like you said, Theory has been building a nice legacy on his own, but a rub for Cena will help it go further. And and like you, and with things like that, you don't want to have the title involved because it's easier to pick your winner. Now, if Cena beats Theory, will that harm Theory or give him something to go make himself over even stronger?
Um,
Like,
I was gonna say if Cena beats Theory, I don't think. Obviously, I don't think it'll bury him. Obviously, I think it'll put him over, especially if they have a really good match. Like if they go out there and have a nice 15-minute match, and just go all out. and Theory gets some huge moves, and you're like, oh gosh, he's actually beating up John Cena. And then John Cena does his nice little comeback and obviously wins by an AA or something. Um, I think that'll really help Theory even more. Because like I said, Theory's really good at what he does already. But having that little extra nudge would just catapult it. And John Cena just knows how to help the other person on the other end of the ring, get him over or stuff like that. But in no way, shape, or form, I don't think it'll bury Theory at all. I think it'll just help him no matter what.
And that's the way I look at it too. It's just again, it's that sometimes you need the rub to shoot that career off, put more eyes on you than already have, and some of your so-called serious fans will take a better notice of him, and your casual fans will learn his name. Oh, that's the guy that wrestled Cena, and now they are paying attention to him. So I think it's just a win-win for both of them. And like I said, always salute. Got to give a big salute to Cena.
Oh, indeed. Cena is, Cena's Cena. Cena's a man. Everybody, not even a wrestling fan, knows the name John Cena, um, just because he's done so much. But for the future of wrestling, I just can't. He may pop up, but I just don't think he'll have any more matches. I truly think this will be it. Um, and obviously, like you said, he'll pop up every once in a while, maybe mentor somebody, give somebody advice, make a random appearance, do something. But I think this is it. But as it gets closer to WrestleMania, especially after the WrestleMania where Cena does come back on March 6th, we'll obviously take a deeper dive into what's going on, more than likely on the podcast. Um, but this little mini show we will be doing quite a bit, and like I said, if y'all have any topics, any subjects, anything you want us to do, just drop it down in the comments. Um, and go follow our YouTube page, the Wrestling Side Network, as well as subscribing to this one, the B&B Show. And we won't even just be talking about, this subject. We'll be talking about all types of stuff with wrestling, breaking down characters, all types of stuff. You name it, we'll do it. And then also go join our Facebook group as well at the Wrestling Society Network. Listen to our podcast every Sunday, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, and at 4 p.m. Pacific. We will be live streaming. Next week we will actually be live streaming on YouTube. I'm declaring that right now. We will be switching over to YouTube. So go ahead and follow our B&B show as well as the Wrestling Side Network, because we will be live streaming on there. And so it'll be a big thing. This week we'll be talking about. Actually, I'm not gonna say it. You're just gonna have to tune in. So we will be doing a lot more stuff here on YouTube. So just follow all of our pages, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Drop in the comments what you want to see. And as always, thank you so much for joining us. I am the Blade, that is Professor Bear, and we will see you next time.